Welcome to Nurturing Navel. Softening through your body to the earth. Feel the width through your feet. And then coming to place your left hand on your navel. The right hand comes to the back. We soften a little through the knees and we circle in one direction. Come to change over the hands. So it's now the right at the front, the left at the back. Soften through the knees and circle in the other direction. The arms reach softly forwards, and at the same time we suck in the navel back. And then we release. Relax the arms, soften the knees again. And then twisting from the navel. The arms like tassels coming along for the ride. So movement radiates out from the navel area. We have a flow to express this. So we're going to take an arc over to the side. We come back. We're taking the left leg, it's coming back. We're taking hold of thumbs and index finger. We're shifting weight, taking an in-breath and an out-breath. In-breath, out-breath, in-breath, out-breath. We shift the weight forwards. We're going to bring the back heel off. You could stay there, or you could come into warrior 3. And then we come back down. Either land the foot and bring it forwards, or bring it directly through. Here we're bringing the hands together, bending into the chair. But we're now turning towards the front leg. Or depending on which angle, to the left. From here, we'll open the arms. We bring the arms back together. Press gently onto the legs and extend the spine. Soften the knees and roll all the way back up. So I will change ends. So we're arcing over, this time to the right. We come back. The leg of that side steps back. We bring thumbs and index fingers. We take an in-breath and an out-breath. An in-breath, an out-breath, an in-breath and out-breath. We shift the weight forwards. You can either rest the back large toe or a few of the others down. You might want to come into warrior 3. And then this leg comes back in. We bend, prayer hands. We turn to the right side and twist. Here we open up. Arms come back in. The hands are to the front of the legs and we extend. We soften through the knees and come back up. So, meridians, vessels, connection with the navel. And we're going to start at the pubis bones. And this is the conception vessel, which is going to go through the navel, all the way up until we come to underneath the mouth. Turning the palms, pressing up, just a subtle reach through the front of the body. And then hands to the top lip, midline. We're tapping, it's going to come up over the crown and back. And you're just tapping down the midline at the back until you come to the tailbone area. Then we're pressing one hand down, one up. Feel the movement through the spine. Which at the back, we have the governing vessel. Returning to the navel. You have a powerful acupressure point here. So the conception vessel and the governing vessel are connected with the penetrating vessel, which also goes up and down the midline. But it also extends down into the legs in a broadish area, not too dissimilar to the spleen meridian. So we're going to tap all the way down, all the way to the big toe, and then all the way back up to the navel, supported of exhaustion. And then from here, I'll just turn to support the movement, releasing the arms and just letting the whole spine and legs create a snake movement, or a snake-like movement. And then we settle. And prepare for our next flow in standing. We're going to come wider. We're going to bring the hands to the heart. So the navel, when we were living in the womb, was the source of our nutrition in the form of blood. So this flow taps into that fluidness of blood, perhaps imagining it's full of nutrients, as well as being able to eliminate the waste products too. I'm going to take the left hand, we're opening and coming back. Second time, we'll just let the other arm drop. From here, we make a back leg. The front leg is bending. We arc back, looking over the shoulder, and then turning to look up to the ceiling. If you're outside, up to the sky. And then we reorganize the arms into warrior two. From here, we lengthen the front leg. We come into the triangle. We keep our lower arm where it is, or make any adjustment if it feels necessary, but we bend that front leg. The arm comes up over the head. And then we come up. We have two parallel arms. We circle 2, 3. We allow that to take us in to a bend with cactus arms. And then we're arcing over, scooping over to Goddess. We come up and get ready to flow the other way. So it's the right. This time we'll let the other arm come down. The back leg turns. The front leg bends. Knee more or less directly over the ankle. We arc. We look over the shoulder. And then we turn and we look up. And we take the arms into Warrior Two. From here, the triangle. Bending the front leg, the upper arm coming over the head. And using that arm as it comes down, you can lift yourself up. You have both arms parallel and they are circling. We come in. We arc. Push through the feet. And then finding your way back to parallel. Take a moment to notice how you're standing. Has it changed in the last 20 or so minutes? So now we are transitioning onto hands and knees. If you need any support under your knees, if you need a drink, make your transition. I will also need to change the angle of my camera. So having a little rock here. Find a comfortable, stable place. And then we're going to suck up the navel area. We release, tuck the toes under, push up into the downward facing dog and suck in again the navel area. Then as we come down, we hover. We take the heels off. We have a pause here, and then we'll come down. Now we are reversing. So we hover first. We suck in at the navel area with the abdominal muscles. And we come back down to hands and knees and draw that all back in. And release. So this is a sense of the location of the navel. Now we're going to explore with movements that radiate out from the navel. So we're starting with a slightly larger rock forwards and backwards than we did before. So we have movement reaching above and below this navel area. From here, we're taking the hands to the right so that the left leg can come through. From here, we're coming up. And you will lose my head. Then we're taking the arms above the head. We're now bending them to the sides. Then we're going to push them forwards and lean forwards with them. We come back. So first arm movement, the second one, and then the third with a lean. Last time, first arm movement, second, but you might notice that the chest area opens, and then a push forward. When we come back this time, the hands are down. We curl the back toes under. We may lift the knee a little, or we may take it into a lunge. Whether you're in a lunge or whether you need to put the knee back down again, see if you can come into a twist. We're bringing that down. The back knee, if it was up, is now down. Both hands to the right, so the leg can sweep its way round, and we're coming into the tiger. So you might want to stay here you might want to take the opposite hand to the lifted leg off. You might even be able to take hold of the foot. Then we soften that down. Give our toes a little bit of a wiggle jiggle. And I will turn so we can do all that on the other side. So we started with some larger weight shifts forwards and back. Then the hands to the left so that the right leg can then come through. We find our balance here. The arms are up. We bend them. We push them forwards with a lean. We come back. We bend them. We push them forwards with a lean. We bend them. We push them forwards with a lean. Then the hands come down, one either side of the front foot. The back toes curl under. You might be able to lift the knee a little. You might be able to lengthen that leg into a deep lunge. You might need to put the knee back down again to do the twist. You might be able to stay where you are and twist. Come back. Making our way to our neutral hands and knees. It's this right leg then that will come up. The opposite hand, the left, can either stay grounded, it could lift up, or it could take hold of the foot. So choose the one that's right for you today. And then we gently release out of this. Give our toes a little wiggle and a jiggle. So in standing, we looked at the different vessels, the conception, the governing, the penetrating vessels. We'll play a little with this. So we're going to cat arc up and down. And if you remember, these travel the midline. Take a pause. And the penetration vessel also has an extension down the insides of the leg. So we're going to take the, well, it doesn't matter actually which leg you take. Take a leg back and we'll have a rock into it. Particularly through the large toe. And then we'll change to the other side. Then this back leg, let the knee come down. Let the other one join it. And we're going to come into this cobra position. Draw ourselves back, curl the toes under. I'm going to bend the arms. Possibly you might have hands at elbows. You might need to do it from the wrists. Draw in the navel area, the gluteus muscles. Bring the pelvis a little bit forwards and have a back bend. Doesn't need to be big. And then we release out. So one more flow here in hands and knees. This one is reflective of the blood. And we start with circulation. So I'm going to anti-clockwise. Take a pause. We come down and make a triangle with the lower arms. Lace the fingers together. The right leg then comes up for a modified scorpion. When we bring the leg down, you might need to put the knee down straight away and then come out, or you might be able to take that leg out. You will lose my foot, but the toes are facing towards the hands. Here, we're going to circle again. Doesn't matter which way you start. One circle, two circles, and then we'll have two the other way. Circle and circle. The hands come back as a support. This extended leg now bends, and we're just with that large toe tapping over the other. 1, 2, 3, 4. From here, we have high kneeling again. The arms come out, and it's the bow and arrow. So, that right arm pulling, looking behind. A second time. And a third time. We come down. I'm turning for the other side. So we're starting with the circulation movement, large circles, but this time it's in a clockwise direction. Sense of blood circulating. We then take a pause, find our way into the support of the modified scorpion, and this time it will be the left leg comes up. So it either this left leg comes down and the knee lands, and then you take the leg out, or you might be able to do it in one go. The toes are facing towards your fingers. And then from here, we are circling. Doesn't matter which way. You have one circle, a second circle. And then we'll do two the other way. So the first one and the second one. We place the palms down. The extended leg now bends. We're using the large toe and we're trying to tap over the other one. 2, 3, and 4. We come back in. We have our high kneeling position. The arms extend. And with the left side bow. Pulling the arrow back. Releasing. Last time. And then we're reorganizing ourselves to sit with the knees bent in parallel. So I might come back a little bit here. So location for the navel. So I have a sense where it is. We're going to take the arms out. I'm going to suck in the abdominals and draw ourselves back from that navel area. And back up. As you draw in, you'll have a kind of roll off the sitting bone. Come back. Third time. Let the hands come down. So we're having a sense of stability through the navel for a couple of balances. So sucking in the abdominal, the navel area. We're going to come into the half boat. When you feel stable, if you want to, you can take the arms out to the sides. And then they come back in. We soften down. We'll take a moment's rest. Then the modified and full boat. So we come up. We assist with the lengthened legs. You might be able to take the arms up as well. Then assist to bring it back. And we rest. We're coming into a flow with a sense of how the limbs and our movements radiate out from the navel. So we have the wide position here. And has a sense that the legs radiate out from the navel here. And then the arms. And really feel that you can reach from the navel out into the world, but also draw in from the world and back to the navel. We're hinging now. We're bringing the hands down. They may touch someplace on your legs. It might be your feet. And then finding your way out of this. I'm going to take the left leg. That is coming in. And we arc towards the lengthened one. We come back. The hand stabilizes. We turn the foot. We have a reach up. We bring that down. The bent leg is then now crossing over the lengthened one. You can keep this leg lengthened, or some of you might be able to bend it. The outside arm, or the same arm as the top leg, comes to the inside of the leg, and we twist. We twist back. This top leg, either supporting somewhere on the leg or the foot, we extend it out, and also the arm too. So it's difficult for you to see mine. Then the arm comes down, the leg comes back, and then it's the back arm that comes outside the top knee, and we twist the other way. And we come back. We allow ourselves to find that fan position. We extend. We draw in. And we fold. Drawing out of this, it's the right leg comes in. We arc over the lengthened one. Then the top arm becomes the support. The toes come forwards. We come down. And it's the bent leg that comes over the lengthened one. You could stay there. You might be able to bend the lengthened one. So, top leg, the same arm, is coming to the inside, and we twist. Turning back. The top leg taking hold of it somewhere, possibly even on the foot, extending out. See if you can take the back arm. It can be up high, it can be level, it can be low. It might even be more behind you. Then it all comes back in. We're now taking the back arm to the outside of the top knee. and twisting that way. We come back. So sitting how you would like. So following the conception and penetrating vessels up the midline, so just below the mouth. Palms reaching up. Then tapping midline above the mouth, up and down the midline. This is for the penetrating and governing vessel, all the way down to the tailbone. I have those pushes, my hands flat down there, so that palm's coming flat. Move my leg there so you can see. From here into the extended butterfly. From the navel acupressure point, I'm going to tap down the midline to the pubis, then coming out all the way down to the large toes. Have a little moment here. And then we tap our way back. So we have a flow for the circulation, blood circulation. We flex the feet, legs are parallel, palms, and we're basically kind of rocking, waving. Then we take the hands behind. Now, the legs could be quite close to the body. They might be further apart. But what we're looking to do is to take the right leg either at the across the ankle or above the knee. So see which one suits you. And here we just let this top leg have a little wave and pause. Pushing down through the two hands and the foot, lifting up the chest. Some of you might then be able to lift the pelvis up. And we gently bring that back. We let the lower leg bend, lower leg lengthen. The other bent leg comes off. We bring the elbow inside and we twist. We then turn. We let this arm come a little bit further forward. We rotate, and then we just try to see if it will come down here. So most of you will probably be here. Some people might be able to bind and then lift back up. We release. The other side. So we come back to this kind of wavy movement. The hands are coming behind. So it's the other leg, the left this time, either over the ankle or above the knee. Try to put the other foot flat down and have a little flutter with the wing you've created in this upper leg. Then we push down through the hands and the foot. We lift up through the chest. You can stay here. You could lift the pelvis a tiny bit, or you could come right on up. And then you bring that down. The underneath leg lengthens. The top one stays bent, but place the foot down. Same arm as bent leg comes to the inside, and we twist. We then turn to come forwards all the way. Perhaps behind, lift up. Some people might be able to bind and lift up. Release. And then come down onto our backs. Bring our hands to the navel area. And just gently with your fingers pressing into this area. And we're taking the hands to the thighs. We're drawing in the abdominal muscles, bringing the chin to the chest, sliding up. Take a pause. Feel that draw through the navel area. Then slide that back down. The knees then come up. We draw by pushing the calves, the feet over, and just feel contraction also through the navel area. So we're going to repeat these two. So the hands curling the head, coming up, coming back down. Taking hold of the calves, pushing the feet over. One more time. Then we're taking the arms out to the sides. The legs are bent over the chest-ish area. So again, just drawing in the abdominal muscles, the navel area, and let the legs, both of them, extend to one side. Then we bend them through and the other side, a bit like a pendulum. So as we come down, an out breath, in breath, as we come up. When the feet and necks coming through the center, let them come down. And then we're bringing the arms up. We're creating a rock through the body. We're starting by raising one arm, then the other, so you have it in the upper body. And then lifting the pelvis with the arm, one side and then the other. Nurturing rock, which can be both soothing and stimulating. Take a pause. The arms come down by the sides. So we have a little exploration with the bridge. We push down to come up, but at the same time, we bring the arms up and over the head. As we come down, the arms come down. We just try to synchronize that. So as we come up, taking an in breath, as we come down, and out breath. So in breath, and out breath. And let that settle. We'll take our arms wide again. We'll let the feet come to the edge of the mat. And a few spinal twists. The sense of wave and blood. So rather than stopping, we're moving through them. Feel how this also moves through the navel area. So right from womb time, our movement, as well as our nutrition and elimination of waste products, has been centered around the navel region. Then take a moment come to roll to a side. From this side position to the semi-sitting position. We're going to take the hand up to the hip, try to lift up the body. We're going to take the upper leg, lift it, lengthen, and bend. Feel that you're bending it into the navel, lengthen, bend, lengthen. We rest. So we're going to repeat that again. You can do it exactly that way, or if it's available, you can lift the hip up. We lengthen, bend, lengthen, bend, lengthen, bend. We come down, and then we gently, or however we want to transition to the other side. So we have that support lower arm there. We're taking the hand to the pelvis and we're trying to lift up through the torso. It's very easy to collapse. Have a sense that this can lift too. The upper leg then is extending. I'm going to bend it into the navel. Extend, bend, extend, bring that down. So one more time. If you want to lift the hip, you'll need to have strength through the shoulder and the elbow. Then we'll do it again. From here into your final sitting position, whatever that might be for you. I'm going to take one hand to the front, one hand to the back of the navel area. Doesn't matter which one. And just close your eyes. Allow some in and out breaths. So early life organized around this navel area. Created the foundation of our movements. Feeling also a sense of dimension, the front, the back, the sides of the body. And then keeping the front hand on the navel, bring the back hand to the heart. You're tuning in to what's happening inside you. So the breath, the vibration of the heartbeat, your tingles and twitches and itches. Noticing where your weight is. Is it forwards? Is it back to the sides? Where do you feel heavy? Where do you feel light? The areas of comfort and discomfort. And then through your ears, receiving the sounds of your external space, my external space. Noticing how the air is landing on your skin, how it's making you feel. And then softly opening the eyes to the light, colors, textures, shapes of your outer environment. Thank you very much. So giving yourself time to either stay in a deep place or to transition to whatever is unfolding for you next. And I often brush the skin, bringing me more to the surface of myself. So once again, thank you for sharing, nurturing navel mat session.